trial yet. He's just still suspected, like prime suspect in this case. He hasn't actually been sentenced for anything. Yeah. Don't you feel like this is completely unfair, that he's being treated like he actually, I personally am like 99% sure that he did it, but still, he hasn't been convicted, and he's being treated like he's being convicted.
Of course.
What do you feel about that?
I feel it's insane, but you know, it's happening all over Guantanamo. People are being held captive for years and years without giving themselves without giving them a trial, and they're doing the same to a U.S. citizen because of the amount of publicity and the level of danger they think he caused to the country, which is insane because everybody who has studied law and knows the legal procedures in the U.S. know that it's completely unfair, and you should be proven guilty before being jailed or convicted. You know.
Yeah. For me, I think that it's just a matter of time. You know, this is a technique. I think that the government is using, just keeping him not being on trial. You know, just like suspended him in in a prison. Yeah, like kind of limbo. You know, you don't know what's exactly gonna happen to him. But the thing is because they need time.
They know what is gonna happen to him.
Well, yeah, they know, of course. They sentence.
But his trial is hopefully going to be in May or June. But it's the intermediate time that's been completely ridiculous.
Exactly. And you know what? What shocks me the most is that how the media and how the government is changing his image. Exactly. They're trying to change his image, trying to see like, blame him like I don't know, he has mental issues, he should be really treated, and I don't know, and making this kind of publicity like I don't know, I read that his stepmother had called the 911 emergency because she said like, oh my God, my stepson Bradley is threatening me with a knife, so they're trying to change the figure of this young 23 years old man, that it's, probably he just started, with this intention of just giving out the truth. And now it's like always, they just change his figure, and it's a shame because I think what the people should just realize and should just pay attention is that he just spoke for the civilians that were murdered there. He got the courage to just say it and to just release this type of information. And maybe he knew that he could get caught, but he's kind of doing it with a lot of guts. And now he's in this prison receiving this kind of treatments and attentions that is like at all, like they're not satisfying the human rights level at all, I read that in the Quantico military prison in Virginia, where he was, they treated him really bad. He didn't have access, for example, to pillows. He was forced, like obligated, to sleep naked every night. And this is not a type of, it's not a way to treat a human being in any way. And especially because, exactly, he's just like in a kind of limbo, it's not fair. Why does he need to wait to get the trial and to get the sentence? Why is he almost like, it's been like almost a year already. In May 2010 it all started, and it's now we're in April 2011, and come on. Yeah.
I honestly think that this media thing you touched on is kind of the point. I honestly think that they're waiting all this time to manage to get all this information about his personality, exaggerating every instance he had any sort of problems or fights or anything, to exploit it and make it seem like he's unstable, like he's a bit mental, that he needs help, to honestly manipulate the people and maybe even buy the public's acceptance that he should be jailed for life for something that probably is not really a cause for a sentence for life. Maybe a couple of years of jail, not life sentence.
Well, actually, in March, they put on, I think it was March, they added 22 more counts to his, the charges against him, of which, I don't know if you read this, but one of them is aiding the enemy, the enemy being Julian Assange.
Yeah.
And that is actually a capital offense, which means that that could be the death penalty. So, I mean, personally, I think they waited all this time, not so much because of the slander, but more like they wanted to catch a bigger fish, if you know what I mean. With Julian Assange being detained in the UK and all this rape thing with Sweden,
British girl.
the U.S. have been very, very forcible with their attempt to get him charged for actually leaking, for publishing the Iraq war logs. I mean, I think Bradley Manning is just a little fish, and the U.S. government are actually just using him. They're keeping him under these conditions, or they kept him under these conditions, to sort of trying to break him and make him implicate Julian Assange, so they could make a case against him. I mean, it's ridiculous that that he should have these. I mean, I don't know. What do you think? Should he really be sentenced this harsh? How harsh do you think his crime is? I mean, should he even be in jail? Because I sort of think he should, but I just disagree with the method.
Yes, I actually believe that he should be jailed, but never death penalty or life in prison for something that, I mean, he was 23, and you know, in the U.S. they charge you as an adult from when you're 21, I think, or 18 sometimes. So yes, 23, yes, it was kind of a big deal. So yes, some years of prison.
Well, he's 23 now, but when he did it, he must have been like 21, maybe?
Yeah, for me, I have exactly like the opposite point of view. I think he didn't even deserve to go to jail. He was, come on, I think what he did is such an immense, he has a lot of bravery, and from my opinion, come on, just look at it. Imagine you are in the army and you do the same thing. You see that this video, it's in your hands. You're seeing how actually your own people are killing other people. It takes so much courage actually to just even talk about it, because you are scared that you will get caught and that you will be, I don't know, sentenced like him. But why should we be scared of releasing, the truth? Why are they doing it then? Yeah, I don't think it's correct at all to sentence a person that he tried to do right thing. Just letting everyone know what they're doing, because this is unbelievable. It's like trying to disguise or trying to just not let the truth come out. And I believe that we always, in every sense, for the world to be a better place, we need to face the truth, even if it is as hard as it is. But it is private information.
But don't you see that there are some truths that should be filtered for national security? I mean, the war logs are really cruel, and I do believe that it's a good thing they got out. But if you take from the point of view that all things should be shared, who are these individual persons to determine what should be shared with the public and what shouldn't? I mean, you can't ever imagine the repercussions of leaking such documents, especially at a time of war. And if everyone was doing this, I mean, also I don't think that Private Manning was doing this entirely out of the goodness of his heart, because he was disillusioned with the army. It was I think just as much him